The Little Mermaid was a Latina. Meet Ariella.
Spoiler alert, you have been warned. Here is a clip from the upcoming May 2023 Little Mermaid featuring Halle Bailey. This leaked. I have to give my reaction for it. Are you ready? Let's go. Sing, girl. Okay, I have chills and goosebumps all over my body. Her hair moving on the water like that. The way she turns. Okay, on that second syllable of fire, it's not just fire, it's fire. There's like a yar in it. Ah! Oh my God, that is fire. Turn. The yearning and love, do you hear that? Wouldn't I love? Oh, it's not wouldn't I love, it's wouldn't I love? Oh, girl. I can't with you, Holly, you're amazing. That was very David Foster and Celine Dion, right? To cut the music out and just keep that vibrato note. But she did it so Disney. She has that clean, like bouncy, like Disney-ish, like, even mine is too guttural. Like, I can't get that airy. I can't get that light up there that just, well, obviously she's female. Depending on the day, though, for me. She's incredible. I cannot wait for this. Can I just make some predictions? Kids and the gays are gonna lose their shit. When this comes out on home video, or probably before that, if the whole thing leaks before that, this is gonna be played in all the gay clubs, just like Frozen was. This, I think, might be the new Let It Go. If you work with kids, if you work in schools or hospitals, daycares, whatever, this is gonna be the new thing to be played relentlessly. Because this is so epic. Do you all realize that we are literally witnessing history being made? This is historical. This is gonna make Halle Bailey an icon. She already is like becoming an icon, because and I feel like this was the one to make. And I remember thinking about that when I was like in the 6th grade. I was like, I would love for them to make a live action Little Mermaid. Now, that was years before Holly was even born, because I'm just a little bit, like a few months older than her. But this is the one, and I feel like they had to have someone special. You can't remake perfection. You cannot redo what Jodie Benson did, because Jodie Benson made this role perfect. You have to make this your own. You have to do something completely brand new with it. And I actually read some comments where people were like, she's over singing. You're not supposed to add riffs or runs or go for a big old glory note or whatever. Jodie Benson didn't do that. Well, that was because that was how Jodie Benson interpreted it. You have to remember, Halle, she respects the original, of course, but she had to go in here and figure out who she believed Ariel was. This is her interpretation. I actually think it would be terrible if she tried to do it Jodie's way, because she's not Jodie, and she knows that. Think of Whitney Houston and Dolly Parton, right? Whitney Houston didn't sing I Will Always Love You the same way Dolly Parton did. She did it her own way. And in the same way, Halle Bailey is doing her version of Part of Your World. She's not doing Jodie Benson's version. And I thank God for that. That's the only way this would work. You cannot do Jodie Benson's version better than Jodie Benson. You just can't. So Halle came in and did her take on it, and there will be people that will prefer this version more. I might be one of them. I don't know. Sorry, Jodie, I love you, but this was amazing. Having said that, though, can we talk for a second? Has anyone checked on Jodie Benson? And I don't mean that in like a shady way. And she probably would never talk about this publicly. If you're watching Jodie, I'm about to say something that might really resonate with you personally, but I see you, Jodie. We have to remember that Jodie made this role her career for over 30 years, right? And she's been very active in it. She's been still doing events and recordings and movies and video games and Comic Cons. And I mean, she's really taken ownership of being Ariel.
I've probably come in contact with anywhere from 60 to 80,000 fans on a given weekend when I've done this string of wonderful conventions that Disney has arranged for me. And I love it because I get to meet all the kids and the families. I love to hear where they were the first time they saw the movie, what they were wearing, what they were feeling, who they were with. And it connects them to this magical memory that they get to keep inside. And it's such a privilege because I get to be a very small piece of the puzzle, of the mosaic of their life and of their story. And it's such an honor. Some of the stories are quite difficult and painful stories to hear. One little girl was a burn victim. She was left in a hot tub by a guardian that did not take care of her. And she had to have full body skin graft, and it's a torturous procedure. It's incredibly painful from what the nurses had told me. And so this little girl would watch the movie and listen to my voice over and over again, because these sessions would take hours upon hours to regraft the skin that she had lost. And it brought her tremendous comfort. That just absolutely blew me away. I have so many kids and adults on the spectrum of Asperger's and autism that have learned how to speak from the movie, because Ariel loses her voice and they can connect with her. I also have paraplegics. I have a lot of kids in wheelchairs that can connect with Ariel because of the loss of legs and gaining the legs and doing the tail. I have these kinds of children that I've made a connection with. I feel so thankful and so grateful that this film, my voice, the song, can give them the joy or the comfort or the tools or the skills.
And so now that we have a new Ariel, I know that if you read all of the comments and all of the things that Jodie Benson has said, Jodie Benson is just so humble and so celebratory right now of Halle Bailey having her moment as the new Ariel, because that's just who she is, right? Jodie Benson is grace, and she's kind, and she's supportive, and she's loving, and she's more than willing to pass this torch. But I almost feel like, even though that's how it must be to do that for her to be kind and generous, this is really an end of an era and an end of a season for Jodie being the only Ariel. That has to affect her. Like, I can only imagine, right? Like, if you are the only one that is known a certain way, and then somebody else comes along, kind of like a child, like when a child is an only child, and then maybe they're an older only child, like a teenager or whatever, and then they get a little brother, little sister, or maybe if they're closer in age by several years and then they get a brother or sister, suddenly they're not the only one that mommy and daddy are paying attention to, that are getting the gifts on Christmas and stuff. Now they kind of have to share the spotlight, right? I wonder how Jodie Benson feels about that, because that's what's going to happen now. Jodie is no longer the only Ariel, right? So that's going to affect her career a lot. I wonder if Jodie's going to say, well, I'm just going to, retire, or I don't know. She does other work, I know, but this is the one that she's known for, obviously, So I don't know. If you're watching this, Jodie Benson, you're still Ariel, right? There's just two now. And kind of like how parents say when they get another kid, you just grow another heart for them. I know that I speak for at least myself, but I'm sure countless fans that believe that even though Halle is the new Ariel, Jodie, you're still Ariel too. There are now two, and there's rooms for two thrones, at least in my heart. But I'm so excited for this. And I said this earlier, I don't know that I've ever been this excited for a movie, because Halle was born for this. There was so much stacked up against her to do this wrong, and she's doing this right. So I'm so excited for her. I still have goosebumps all over my body. I'm not going to show you because that's not appropriate on YouTube. I'll probably get banned, but just trust me, okay? They're all over this. If you enjoyed this video, smash the subscribe button, smash the like button and drop me a comment. Are you a fan of Halle Bailey as the new Little Mermaid, as the new Ariel? I'd love to hear all about it. Did you enjoy this clip? Let's fangirl together. Okay, I love you, God bless you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.
If the Little Mermaid was a Latina, meet Ariella.
Ariel, let's swim back. We're having shrimp tacos.